Michael. I'm joining UNHCR to mark World Refugee Day. Please help us share this important story.
Conflict and war. Sieges. Persecution, religious ethnic strife. Natural disasters. Ongoing insecurity. They are the nation of the displaced, forced from their homes. At the end of 2013, they were 51.2 million, the highest number in the post-World War II era. If they were a country, it would be the 26th largest in the world.
Refugee. A person who flees from their country due to political unrest and conflict. They are persecuted on grounds of race, religion, political opinion, and nationality. Members of particular social groups are also threatened. Many run away from their fear of persecution and the threat of death. Under the UN 1951 Refugee Convention, countries are obliged to protect refugees. Basic human rights must be upheld and asylum seekers must be treated by humanitarian standards, regardless of how they arrive.
Aya practices writing her name over and over again. She is 8 years old and loves to learn. She is also a Syrian refugee.
أنا أحب سوريا، أشتغل سوريا، وأحب رفقاتي ولعب أنا وأختي وجمع العجيات نلعب أنا وياهن ونلعب بالبسكليتات ونلعب بالهيك بالألعاب.
There are now 1 million Syrian refugee children spread across the region. Aya is one of them. She has seen war firsthand, experienced flight.
صار يضربوا على الدار، من ضربوا الدار مشينا، ما ضلينا صرنا نبكي ولحنا ندحج على الدار، صرنا نبكي. بعد صرنا نبكي لمن اجينا لهون.
Home for her and her 6 brothers and sisters is this makeshift tent in Lebanon's Bekaa Valley. Her father's pride and joy was that he had been able to educate his children, boys and girls alike. Aya has not been to school for 2 years now and has little prospect of going soon.
ما تم عندي غير هاي ما تعلمت وصغيرة ذيك الدرويش ولا التالي ما بقى كله تعلمت وهلا من الأمور يعني بترجع رجوع يراجعون كتبهم كلها.
Aya keeps busy helping around the house and looking after her disabled sister.
عندها صيت دكتورة مشان للأطفال. الأطفال إذا أجوا علي ما بيعطوني مصاري ولا شيء، بكتب لهم ورقة بعطيهم دواء بغزن إبرة بتروح.
A whole generation of Syrian children like Aya have been affected by this conflict. Their lives and futures on hold as the violence continues, unabated. Some children have to go to work, others are marrying young. But all of them will never forget what they have lived through. Aya can't look into the future. She doesn't know if she can go back to Syria. She finds a way to smile, clinging to those that are most dear to her, and dreams of an end to the war.
On December 4th, 2000, the United Nations General Assembly, in Resolution 5576, decided that from 2001, June 20th would be celebrated as World Refugee Day. In this resolution, the General Assembly noted that 2001 marked the 50th anniversary of the 1951 Convention. On June 9, 2015, the first ever proclamation was set for Georgia World Refugee Day by the DeKalb Board of Commissioners. The proclamation certificate was awarded to Glory Kalanko, Director and CEO of Women Watch Africa, and this year's co-chair for the World Refugee Day program.
2015 World Refugee Day is symbolic in our lives because it's the first time ever that refugees in Georgia are taking the front role, that we're taking the leadership in organizing World Refugee Day in the state of Georgia. It has never been done before. So for us, this honor that you have given us would go in the history, not only in the history of Georgia, but in the history of our lives.
United Nations headquarters in New York City Friday. A regular morning as UN staff arrived at work. Though anyone looking closely would have spotted something new. Nestled between the city's imposing architecture, a more humble dwelling. A refugee shelter, in fact, a new structure that the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, hopes will help bring some comfort to the millions of refugees currently suffering around the world. June 20th is World Refugee Day, and this year the statistics speak for themselves. Largely due to the violence in Syria and in other conflict-ridden countries like Central African Republic, the world now has over 51 million refugees, asylum seekers, and internally displaced people. That's 6 million more than last year, and the largest number the world has experienced since the Second World War. John Selecki is from UNHCR.
World Refugee Day is a day in which we want to raise awareness about the situation of refugees and other displaced persons, forcibly displaced persons throughout the world. More than half of the total displaced persons are children. One family displaced by war is one family too many.
With this in mind, UNHCR turned to the IKEA Foundation, who created a new, modern refugee shelter designed to try and help those who are experiencing the hardships of refugee life. It can be assembled in half a day and sleeps 5. It boasts a solar-powered lighting system that can also charge electrical devices and has private sleeping quarters and a sturdy structure. There's ventilation and mosquito guards. While the tents that refugees have traditionally been sheltered in last 6 months, this structure will stand for 3 years. IKEA designer Niccolò Barlera was part of the team that created the shelter over 4 painstaking years of research and testing. He says it's the most fulfilling and challenging design job he's ever worked on.
The major challenge in a refugee camp is the privacy. They don't feel secure inside because of people might see them. We have developed a new system that allows us refugees to stay secure during the day, and in the night time they can actually use our solar lamp in order to continue their daily routine, such as sewing, cooking, studying, reading.
The shelter is already being used in Ethiopia, and flat packs will soon find themselves in all corners of the globe. And though the ultimate goal for the United Nations is to help those displaced by conflict find their way back to regular life, for now, at least they can have some privacy and comfort. A room of one's own for those who have lost everything, but who can now still have the dignity of something that's at least close to a home.
In the 1990s, refugee resettlement programs identified Clarkston as a good fit for displaced persons of many different backgrounds. Clarkston now is the largest resettlement city in Georgia, with over 50 different countries represented.
We come from everywhere. I am from Sudan, other from Burma, Sri Lanka, Somali, Angola, and different countries around the world. We come to Clarkston for different reasons. But after we come, we just thought about making Clarkston as our new home in the United States and build the community the way we want it to be look like. When people really would like to go out to to do anything for their basic life, like go to shopping, go to doctors, or wherever they want to go. They will feel safe because everybody became used to the new people and used to communicate with people without speaking even English. Just by body language, they could understand each other in Clarkson City. Every store that they go to do shopping, if they don't speak English still, people help them to finish what they want to do. They go to doctor, also people understand how they could provide translator to them. So Clarkson has become a very welcoming city for people around the world, and I feel like this could be the most diversity and beautiful place in the United States.
On World Refugee Day, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, commemorates the strength and resilience of the more than 40 million people around the world forced to flee their homes due to war or persecution. Today, we celebrate that strength.